Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today is day 62 of my journey to learn Japanese. And this series of live streams, it's all about documenting my progress at learning Japanese, having started as a complete beginner. Now, my goal for today is to practice some more kanji. And for that, we're going to be using the Lingo Command website. That's what we've got on screen here. So let's make a start. Now, I've added some more languages. So for those of you who are familiar with the streams, this may be new. So let's go to Japanese. And I'm going to go to the vocabulary section over here. And what I'd like to do is in the previous streams, I was studying this verbs 1. So I'll show what that is. It's basically this table where we've got 25 frequently used verbs. We've got English here in the left column and Japanese in the right column. If you want to know how these words are pronounced, we can just press here to do so. And let's up the volume here a little bit.
いる、ある、持つ、
And as you may have noticed, these words here, these Japanese words, are written in Romaji. So at a click of a button, we can view that in hiragana and katakana, or even hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Now, I want to practice the kanji, so I'm going to take the quiz. And what that does is it takes that table, turns it into a series of questions being posed in English, and then we have to write the hiragana, katakana, and kanji. And what I also want to do is I want to practice stroke order. So I'm going to handwrite my answers. I'm also going to apply random ordering. What that does is it scrambles the order in which the questions are asked to basically keep us on our toes. Because if you do the test over and over, you start to get used to this ordering in which the questions are asked. So let's make a start. I'm going to click here. We got this Photoshop looking component in which we can handwrite our answer. And to understand in Japanese, that's ri kai suru. Kai suru. And this is actually one of the hardest ones to start with. Like we're starting off strong. So if I recall correctly, we get this kanji, which is like, it's about 11 strokes with a reading of ri. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is the kanji with the reading of ri. And then the kanji with the reading of kai, it's it looks like this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, hi there, Sukaris. It's frozen. Oh, thank you so much for pointing that out. Let me try and sort that out now. So I'm gonna go to properties. There we go. Sukaris, thank you so much. I'm very grateful. So just to kind of give a brief overview of what we missed because the screen was frozen. I basically just went to start now. We've got these 4 languages now. These 3 have been added. And I went to the Japanese section, vocab and phrases over here. And from here, I proceeded on to the verbs 1 section. Here are the verbs written in Romaji. And at a click of a button, we can view that in hiragana, katakana, and kanji. And what I did was I took the quiz and I applied random ordering, and I want to handwrite my answers. So yeah, let's proceed with the quiz. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back to understand. And let's finish that off. So we have rikai suru. Rikai suru. That's how you would say to understand in Japanese. And the kanji for that, it looks like this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's the kanji with the reading of ri. And then the kanji with the reading of kai is this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And This has a reading of ri. This has a reading of kai. Should have left a bit more space there. So this basically, rikai, means understanding or comprehension. So that's a noun. And then when you stick suru at the end, like so this is suru in hiragana, that basically turns, let's fix that ru a little bit. That takes this noun and turns it into a verb. So rikai means understanding or comprehension. When you stick suru at the end, it becomes to understand or to comprehend. So let's submit our answer and we'll take a look here. So stroke order is looking spot on here for the kanji with the reading of ri, and the kanji with the reading of kai also looks spot on, so that's great. So let's give that a pass and we'll proceed. We'll go back to the top. Zukaris, thank you once again. I really appreciate you pointing out the screen was frozen. Now, to see in Japanese, that's miru. Miru. And there's a kanji with the reading of meat here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what's interesting is if you look at the first 5 strokes here, that's basically this box at the top. That's actually the kanji for I. And so to me, it's ironic, or it makes sense that that would be in one of the kanji used for to see, because obviously see with your eye. So that kind of helps me remember what's what. Now, this is a reading of mi. We just take ru at the end in hiragana for a total of miru, which means to see. And then we can go on to the next question. So to go in Japanese, that's iku. Iku. And the kanji with the reading of I, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like so. So this is a reading of I. And we stick ku at the end. And to be able to, that's dekiru. Dekiru. And this has no kanji, so it's just hiragana. So this is te, and then when we apply dakuten, t goes to d, right? So te becomes de, and then we write ki, ru. So this means to be able to in Japanese, dekiru.
できる
Now, to eat in Japanese, that's taberu. Taberu. And the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I gotta be careful here because basically there's another kanji, which is like building, which looks very similar. Actually, I don't think this is correct. So it starts off the same. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it might just be just that. And then this, of course, is a reading of ta. And then we just write he in hiragana. We apply dakuten, h goes to b, so he becomes be. And let's zoom out, give ourselves a bit more space. Put a ru here. Let's submit our answer. Okay. Yeah, so this is indeed, it's all fine up until the 7th stroke. So what I wrote here is the first 8 strokes for kan, which is building. And it's just very slightly different for ta here. So we'll classify that as incorrect. What I do want to know, though, is what does this kanji mean? So one thing we can do now is go to the reading and listening section. It's still a bit of a minimum viable product, but if we put this kanji in, okay, let's use Google Translate for now. Okay, so this means food, shoku. what does mean? It means food to eat or meal. Okay, and so I guess it's a bit of a coincidence that it just looks like the kanji with the reading of kan, which is like a building or a castle or a house. So let's classify this as incorrect, and we'll proceed on to the next question. So to do in Japanese, that's suru. This has no kanji, so we'll just write this in hiragana. And so, by the way, when we have, like, for example, rikai suru, is that like directly translated as like to do understanding or to do comprehension? And so then it becomes to understand. Because of course we do stick suru at the end of these nouns to turn them into verbs. It's quite interesting. Now, to want is hoshi, and the kanji with the reading of ho, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, I'm just not sure about these strokes here. So it's let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For example, you have a kanji with the reading of iro, which has like, I think, a similar shape at the top. So when you write, for example, iro, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that wrong? Is it 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. Golly. Okay, so we'll just proceed here. So this is 7 strokes, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 11 strokes in total. This is a reading of ho. Let's write that, ho. And then we just write shi in hiragana. So this is shi for a total of hoshi. Okay, so this is spot on. That's great. So we'll give this a pass and proceed to the next question. So to give in Japanese, that's ageru, ageru, and that's only written in hiragana. So this is get, and then this is ru. Yeah, rikai, to understand, I think it turns into a verb. Yeah, so I think it is indeed a bit of a pattern in Japanese. Shinjiru. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is that kind of radical that pops up over and over. We just put this shape here on the left. So that kanji is a reading of shin. Shin. Like so. And then this is shi. We apply dakuten, and then this is ru for a total of shinjiru. Okay, that seems spot on, so we'll give that a pass. We'll proceed to the next question, which is to come, which is kuru. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the kanji with the reading of ku. Put that there. And then this is ru for a total of kuru. So to come in Japanese, that's kuru, and it's written like that in hiragana and katakana and kanji.
Kuru.
So we could proceed to the next question, which is to know information. So that's shiru, if I'm not mistaken. And the kanji for that, it's I Actually, we'll come back to this one. Let's go to the next one. So to O in Japanese, that's shina kereba. Shinakereba. And this has no kanji, so we're just going to write this in hiragana. So this is shi. This is na. This is ke. Re. And then here we're going to write ha. And then we're going to apply these two marks. This is called dakiten, and that basically turns H into B. So ha becomes ba for a total of shinakereba.
しなければ、
Fantastic. Then we'll proceed to the next question, which is to arrive. This is the exact same word as to come, so they're both kuru. So we'll just write that kanji again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a reading of ku, and then we stick ru in hiragana at the end. That's another match, fantastic. And then we'll proceed to be temporary. So that's iru in Japanese. So that's going to be just hiragana. So this is i. That's ru. And then we've got to have. So to have in Japanese, well, that's motsu. Motsu. And the kanji with the reading of mo, it's okay, so we'll decipher this because it's 3 strokes here, and then it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I think actually over there it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So let's start from scratch. So, because I remember that this kanji is a total of 9 strokes. So it's 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's try and make this a little bit more compact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. So this has a reading of mo. Reading of mo. And then we just stick tsu in hiragana over here. And so we can see that the stroke order is correct as well. This is the total of 9 strokes. We have tsu here, so that's all a match. We'll give that a pass, and then we proceed on to put on. So to put on, in Japanese, that's tsukeru. Tsukeru. And this is written in hiragana. So there are no kanji for this. It's tsukeru. To read, well, that's yomu. Yomu. And this kanji, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is that radical that pops up over and over. And then it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that right? No. Something's off here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll come back to yomu. Let's go to speak or talk. So that's hanasu. Hanasu. So the kanji for that, it's that same radical. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this has a reading of hana. Ha. Na. And then we just stick su here. Now to make in Japanese, that's tsukuru. Not tsukeru, it's tsukuru. And the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this has a reading of tsuku. Tsuku. We stick ru here at the end. So you only write them once and then focus on recognition. I see. To be honest, I'm kind of wondering if I'm investing too much time in learning the stroke order for all of these kanji, but my hope is that if I am able to write the kanji, then it would be very easy to recognize it. And so I think it kind of will help kind of cement these kanji in my mind. That's what I'm hoping for. How long have you been learning Japanese, Sukarus, if you don't mind me asking? To say or tell. Okay, so to place in Japanese, that's oku, and the kanji for that, it's kind of long. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so the strokes are correct, but the shape can be better. So let's clean this up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. For 13 strokes in total, this has a reading of O. And then we put ku here. So to place in Japanese, that's oku. This is the kanji with the reading of O. And then we just put ku in hiragana at the end. And this is indeed a total of 13 strokes. So we'll give that a pass. Now, I'm just noticing that this starts way too high. It should actually start right about there. But I think the stroke order as a whole is correct and it's recognizable. So we'll give it a pass, but it's something to kind of be mindful of next time. So yeah, let's just do that super quickly to get that muscle memory. So I think it should start right around there. Okay. So to find in Japanese, that's mitsukeru. Been learning around 3 or 4 months. Oh, wow. So we're kind of in a similar situation. I think I started 16th of December. We'd have to check, like, I guess my first live stream. That's basically when I started. So mitsukeru, it's the kanji with the reading of mi. It's the same one that we use for miru. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just this I radical. And then it's 6, 7. Okay, so this has a reading of mi. And then we just write tsukeru for a total of mitsukeru, to find. And then we have to call. So that's to call someone over, to invite someone over. And that's yobu. Yobu. Now the question is, what's the kanji here? Oh, golly, this is tricky. It's 1, 2, 3. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. I had to think very carefully to try and remember that. So this is yo. This is the kanji, the reading of yo. And then here we're just going to write fu in hiragana. We're going to apply dakuten. So h, fu becomes bu. So this is a total of yobu. Yeah. Okay, that looks correct to me. This mouth radical is a bit large, but the stroke order is correct. So we'll give that a pass. And then, what do we have now? So there's a couple more to go. So let's try to read. So to read in Japanese, that's yomu. The kanji with the reading of yo, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But I thought there was 14 strokes in total. I'm just trying to think where that could have come from. Could it be 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14? Now that looks better to me. So let's do the whole thing in one go. Let's write this neatly. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this kanji is a reading of yo, and then we just write mu here in hiragana for a total of yomu. That means to read. This kanji is a reading of yo, mu here. Let's take a look. Oh God, did I not count the strokes? Okay, we were so close. We're just missing this one horizontal line here. That's very unfortunate. We'll classify that as incorrect. It's just very important to remember the total amount of strokes. Otherwise, we would have got that right. Okay, so to know information in Japanese, that's shiru. The kanji with the reading of shi, is it 1, 2? This is tricky. To know information. So it's some kanji here with the reading of shi, and then we put ru there. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to this in a moment, but I think what I'll do is I'll try a different topic. So let's go to, we'll come back to that. Now, which one do we want to do? Perhaps I can practice days of the week. I think that would be nice. So we're going to do the quiz in hiragana, katakana, and kanji. We'll apply random ordering that scrambles the order in which the questions are asked. And Wednesday in Japanese, that's sui, yobi, like so. And the kanji with the reading of sui, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But the shape can be a little bit better. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. The kanji with the reading of yo, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's the kanji with the reading of yo. And then this is the kanji with the reading of bi. So this is sui, yo, and then he with dakuten becomes bi for a total of suyobi. That looks correct to me, so we'll give that a pass. And then we're on to Sunday. So Sunday is nichi, yobi. And the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's nichi. This is yobi. Sorry, the kanji with the reading of yo. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18. And then we just repeat this kanji here. So this is actually the same kanji, but here it's got a reading of nichi, ni, chi, and then here it's got a reading of bi, and this kanji is a reading of yo. Now Thursday is moku, yobi, and the kanji with the reading of moku, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here we're going to write the kanji with the reading of yo. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Then we write the kanji with the reading of bi, like so. And so this over here is moku. So this is mo. That's ku. And then this is yo bi. Mokyobi. Fantastic. Tuesday, it's ka yo bi. And for this, we're going to write basically the kanji, I think, for fire. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of looks like a flame to me as well. Like this is like the main flame, and this is like little bits of stuff on the side of the flame. Now, you've probably noticed the pattern, right? Which is that basically this yobi always stays the same for every day of the week. It's these two kanji. So this is yo, and then this is bi. It's just this first part that changes. Okay, so this has a reading of ka. This has a reading of yo. Now that yo can be a little bit better. It's there we go. And that looks correct to me. Stroke order is also correct. Fantastic. And then we're on to Saturday. So Saturday is doyobi. Doyobi. And the kanji with the reading of do, it's 1, 2, 3, like that. And then now we just do the same thing as usual. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Put the kanji with the reading of bi there. And so let's write our furigana. So that's the readings of the kanji in hiragana. So here we're going to write to. Now you're just thinking, oh, well, this says do, right? Well, we're going to apply dakuten. That makes T turn into D. So to becomes do. This is yo, bi. Monday is getsuyobi. Getsuyobi. So the kanji with the reading of getsu, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think basically it's the same kanji as the one with the reading of gatsu. It's like the, I guess, moon kanji or moon radical. So basically we just write that. And then this is, of course, the same as always. I'm writing it a little bit quicker because I think we get the point with these two kanji. So this is a reading of getsu. So I'm going to write ke. I'm going to apply dakuten. K turns into G. So ke becomes get. So this is getsu. Yo. So that's the U. That's the yo. And by the way, so this is, it's read as yo, but when you add a U at the end, it just extends the O sound. So this is not you, but it's yo. Actually, there are two ways to write this in hiragana as well, because, so I wrote getsuyobi with OU, but there's an alternative romaji system, which is where you put a dash at the top here to kind of basically denote that this is an extended vowel sound. Either is acceptable. These two romaji systems even have names, but don't quite recall what they are. Now, Friday is kinyobi. And by the way, when you're studying days of the week, if I was you, I would just remember this yobi, the two kanji, and then be like, okay, Friday, the first kanji is kin. For Saturday, the first kanji is, do. And then basically you just need to remember like whatever comes before the yobi, because this is always staying the same. Now, the question is, what's the kanji here? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I think it is, And then here it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's write this neatly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And And then this is the, let's zoom out, give ourselves a bit more space. This is the kanji with the reading of yo, with the reading of bi. And let's write the readings here. So notice this gap that I'm leaving. That's how you would write kin in the handwritten form. When it's typed, like on a computer, you see it like that. But when you handwrite, it should have that little gap there. Think about like how in English, this is A and then that's also A. It's like it's a handwriting thing, I suppose. And then this is hi. We apply dakuten to get bi for a total of kinyobi. So there's an 8th stroke here. So this should have had one more stroke. That's unfortunate. So we'll give this a fail. So we've got 6 out of 7. So let's just practice this one more time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. So with that done, I would like to practice, I suppose, animals. Let's go with that. So we'll do hiragana, katakana, and kanji. We're going to handwrite our answers, apply random ordering. And horse in Japanese, that's uma. And the kanji for that, well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll zoom out here a little bit. Or actually, there's no need. We'll go back in. So this kanji, of course, is a reading of uma. So this is u, that's ma, for a total of uma. It's got 10 strokes. Perfect. Stroke order looks correct. So we'll give that a pass, and then we're going to proceed to bird. So bird in Japanese, that's tori. Tori. And the kanji for that, well, it's 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this is something you'll see kind of often in kanji, where you get this block shape and then 4 strokes inside. I've seen that a couple of times now. So that makes kanji slightly more accessible. There are some patterns that you can kind of exploit. So fish in Japanese, that's sakana. And the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's just write our hiragana. So we keep this gap here. That's ka, and then we write na for a total of sakana. Fantastic. That looks correct to me. So we'll give that a pass, and then we're on to sheep. So sheep is hitsuji. Tsuji. And the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has a reading of hit, tsu, ji. Dog is inu. Inu, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is I, that's nu, for a total of inu, meaning dog in Japanese. Pig is buta. Buta, and the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Those strokes were a little bit extreme. I think that's more reasonable. Okay, so this is fu. We applied dakuten to get bu, and then we write ta. So ta is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the kanji, which means pig. Its reading is buta. It's got indeed 11 strokes, perfect. Give that a pass, and we'll proceed to cow. So cow in Japanese, well, that's ushi. Ushi. And the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, You got to make sure that this third stroke is wider than the second. Cool. So that's the kanji, and it's got a reading of u, shi, right? I'm writing the reading of the kanji here in hiragana. When you do that, that's called furigana. Okay, so cat in Japanese, that's neko. Neko. And the kanji for this, it's I think it's 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. There we go, that's better. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 strokes. And let's write our reading here. So this is ne, ko. So this is the first, that's the second, that's the third stroke. Okay, that looks good to me. Have I gotten the chance to do any reading yet? I have not, but I mean, perhaps after this topic, I can make a start. Because I think it actually, I've built some features. So let me just finish this topic and then we can get into that actually, because I'm glad you mentioned it. So okay, this is usagi. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the kanji for rabbit. It's got a reading of u, sa, gi. And then chicken is ni, wa, tori. But yeah, I've been building some features for reading. So I'd like to show you that. So now here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait. Cool. So that's the kanji for chicken. Now I just want to clean up this stroke here. That's better. So this has a reading of niwatori. So let's write that in hiragana above the kanji. So this is ni. This is wa. This is to. And this is ri. Fantastic. Okay. Have I gotten the chance to do any reading yet? So let me, I guess, show you what I've been building. So you may have seen this before. This is basically the reading and listening section of Lingo Command. And what you can do is, so this is like a little dialogue. It's called Aiko's Book Sanctuary, and it talks about Aiko and how she likes going to the library to read, blah, blah, blah. So there are 3 paragraphs here. You've got kind of Romaji here on the left and English on the right. And what you can do is you can split it by paragraph, or you can split it by sentence. So obviously with sentences, there are more rows here. And then what you can also do is you can, for example, hide this. So now we've just got the Japanese Romaji here. And then we can try and decipher this and then make a guess for what the English would be. Now, of course, we're able to read, hiragana and katakana, so we can even view it like this. So at a click of a button, you can change the what's in a column. And I've even got this hiragana and katakana with spacing. So basically that adds a space between the words, because Japanese, it's written with no spacing. But as a beginner, I think it's a little bit useful, so I've added that feature. Finally, we've got this take notes feature. So I've built this. It basically creates an transparent overlay on which you can take notes. So for example, this, right? This means Aiko-san, which is like the name of the girl. And this acts as the, I guess, topic of the sentence. And the reason I know that, or actually, let's just undo that. And we'll go here. So yeah, let's try and read this. So wa, this is wa. Wa is the topic particle denoting Aiko-san as topic of the sentence. Cool. I can change the color, I suppose, and say hon o yomu. I think it means not the most organized person. So let's see. Put an arrow here. And then we'll put a note here. Hon means book. Yomu means to read. Hon o yomu means to read a book or read books. And then suppose let's use green. So daisuki that's pretty illegible. So let's make this note darker in color. So daisuki means, I guess, to love or like love. And this is something we can Google as well. So as a start, I want to use the translation tool, see if that works. So we'll go for the sentence view, and we were talking about daisuki. So this is daisuki. Okay, that didn't help much. Let's try it like this. Aiko-san wa hon o yomu. We know this kanji now because we practiced the verbs. This is yomu, to read. Koto ga daisuki. Okay, so let's read this. Okay, so it says I love, meaning. Explain in English. So it means to love, to like very much, or to adore. Is it a verb? Explain in English. No, daisuki is not a verb. It's grammatically classified as a not adjective, often referred to as a nominal adjective or an adjectival noun. Dai means big or great. Suki is liking or fondness, meaning big like. Okay, so it's more like really like. But yeah, is this a little bit more along the lines of what you were talking about when you said, have you done any reading? So it means really like. And as well, when you say really like it, yeah. So suppose what we could do is you can say, put eraser mark here. So daisuki. This should be typed actually. So we'll type some more. Daisuki means really like. It's a not adjective. And dai means big. And ski means like. Liking or fondness. Fondness. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I think what's been tricky for me, because I think reading is indeed super essential. So that's why I've been like building these features, because that's, I guess, what's a little bit tricky is I'm trying to learn on Lingo command. And so I will kind of have to code these features first before I can use them. So kind of off stream, I've been putting in time trying to build this out. So I suppose what would be useful is like, what's a not adjective? What is not adjective? And then as well, I'd almost want to use like ChatGPT or something. Let me try something. So please bear with me for one moment. So okay, I think this might be useful actually. We can just ask, what is a not adjective in Japanese, and what other types of adjectives are there? Okay, so there are two types. So I guess we can decipher this together. Okay, apparently there's a third type called no adjectives or attributes, attributives. So they end in I when modifying a noun or at the end of a sentence. Conjugate to show tense. Takai. Because daisuki, it doesn't end in na. So what's this about? They do not end in I, except a few exceptions like kire, which ends in I, but it's actually a not adjective. So when modifying a noun, you add not between the adjective and the noun. Okay, so koto acts as a nominalizer, turning hon o yomu into a verb phrase into a noun phrase, and then we have ga, daisuki, de. Daisuki is the not adjective. Okay, so let's see an example. When at the end of a sentence, use da in plain form or des in polite form. Shizuka na machi. So machi means town. Shizuka is quiet. And you use na in order for the adjective to describe the noun. Okay, so why don't we take this first sentence and just ask it to explain. Explain what's going on here, especially with the not adjective daisuki. Okay, so Aiko-san loves reading books. And the de at the end means this is a clause connector. Oh, so this de means and. Or does it not? So okay, daisuki means really like or love. It's a not adjectives, even though it ends in I. Great. Okay, so despite ending in I, because you have I adjectives, and you have not adjectives, and this is an exception. So it ends in I, but it is a not adjective. Okay, so kire, yume, and daisuki are all not adjectives despite ending in I. Its plain form is daisuki. Daisuki de? No, daisuki da. Fine. Why is it followed by de here? The de comes from the te form of the copula. God, this is so complicated. It connects two clauses or pieces of information. In simple terms, explain the point of that. Does it act as and? So that acts like and connects two sentences or clauses. Okay. So in English, and connects anything, same form always. Japanese de only connects clauses, not words like apples and oranges. Okay. What word is used for connecting apples and oranges, for example? Okay, to. I see. So to, clauses and adjectives with not adjectives. E adjectives. Kute. Okay. So let's write this down. So put this in blue, I suppose. Yeah, why not? So we say te acts as a, de means and. It's connecting the two clauses of the sentence. Moreover, it is used only for not adjective. One thing we can do here is kind of stretch this like so. So let's put some text here. And then we can even add some more. So we'll say like, can we? Ah, that's annoying. We can't force a line break. I suppose we could do this for now. Work in progress, this feature. So we'll put a dot. Okay, so you use to for connecting, for and when connecting nouns. You use ku te for connecting clauses using I adjective. So we've learned a lot. So we've got not adjectives, I adjectives. We can even Google, are not adjectives considered regular? Are they more common? Because I remember something about this. Let's see. Not adjectives don't change their root form much. They use the same conjugation pattern as the noun da, which is to be. Once you learn da, des patterns, you already know not adjective rules. Okay. That's a lot of theory for just one line. I think what might be useful is to, I guess, also point out, maybe in like, what color should we use? Should we use brown? So for koto, koto is a nominalizer, meaning it turns a verb phrase into a noun phrase, so it can be described by the na adjective. Hon o yomu. So hon o yomu means to read. To read books. And then the noun phrase is the act of reading books, I think. And so we can put this in DeepSeek and see if it agrees. Is this correct? Perfect, you've understood it exactly. That's a spot on explanation, cool. So we've got a verb phrase, which is read books. This is the act of reading books, and hon o yomu koto ga daisuki de, the act of reading books is loved. Okay, so verb can't be the thing that is loved, so it has to be turned into a noun. So what does ga do in this sentence, right? So if we go back here, we have this ga, and I just don't know what it's doing there in this sentence. So we'll put it in, I don't know, this kind of muddy purple. I want to know what that is. What's going on? So this ga, let's try and investigate that. Oh, ga is the subject marker, I'm pretty sure, different from the topic marker. Okay, awesome. I've basically studied no grammar yet so far, so this is a great practice. So subject marker. Okay, let's read this. Ga tells you the thing that the not adjective applies to. And it seems like these markers appear, do markers appear after the word thing they describe or they mark? Yes, exactly, you got it right. Okay, so we're noticing a pattern here, right? Because wa is the topic marker and it marks Aiko-san, which is the topic of the sentence. And then ga is the subject marker, according to Zuccaris, and Hayo, Shoujo 07, Sashiburi, long time no see. So ga is the supposedly subject marker for what though? Hon o yomu koto? Okay, so ga is the subject marker and it marks hon o yomu koto, which is the act of reading books. It marks it as the subject of daisuki. Okay, so let's ask another question. Hi, konbanwa. So ga is a subject marker noting the subject hon o yomu koto. But what is a subject? Okay, so the subject is the person or thing that does the action or is described or is the described state. But in Japanese, it's better to think of it as the subject is the thing that the sentence is about regarding the verb or adjective. What is going on? The subject is the thing that the sentence is about regarding the verb or adjective. Right? Because daisuki is an adjective describing a noun. And this, to really like, it's regarding the act of reading books. So that's the subject that the adjective is describing. It's the person or thing that does the action or is described. Okay, so let's Google that. Or let's see that. So the subject can be a noun being described by an adjective or a person doing a verb. So Aiko-san loves to read books. Is Aiko-san not also a subject then in this sentence? No. So we're talking about Aiko and the specific thing doing or being within that frame. Okay, let's try and simplify this. So wa denotes the topic, what the sentence is about, which is Aiko-san. Hon o yomu koto. So hon o yomu is reading books. Koto turns this into a noun, so basically it turns this into the act of reading books, because daisuki is an adjective, it's a not adjective, and adjectives describe nouns, not verbs, so this needs to be turned into a noun. And this ga, the point of it is that it's a subject marker denoting hon o yomu koto as the subject that daisuki is describing, because it's an adjective. And then de is just and, but basically it connects these two clauses. Okay. Do we need de always when connecting two clauses? Yes, you always need a connector between two clauses in a sentence, but that connector changes form. Okay, cool. So here, because daisuki is a not adjective, we use the connector de. Cool. Now, these notes are getting a little crazy. So let's just summarize this and then we'll clean the slate and go on to the next part of the sentence. Yeah, okay, so that means and it's connecting the two clauses of the sentence. Moreover, it's used only for not adjective. And you use to for and when connecting nouns, and use kute for connecting clauses using I adjective. So we have to, we have kute, and we have de. And then this one is used for, let me scroll up so you guys can see. So this de, it's for na, adjective. This is for I, adjective. For I, adjective. What am I doing? And then this to is for nouns. Cool. So let's clean the whole slate, and I guess we'll go to the next part of this sentence and try and decipher that. in fact, let's go back to red. So let's just read this. So it's, and I think also actually it would be nice to zoom in slightly so the font's a bit bigger. Okay, fantastic. So this is Jimoto no toshokan de kokoro no yasuragi to tanoshisa o mitsukete imasu. Okay, so I'm gonna make some guesses here. I think, so mitsukete, no, it's a What are some best prompts to get into a new language fast? Sorry, I just read your comment. I was so locked in with this. I don't really know. So basically what I did was I built this tool, which is basically where you can take notes on a passage. And then I'm using DeepSeek to basically ask these questions about Japanese grammar. Maybe one day I can like build an AI tool inside my app. That'd be great. In any case, regarding mitsukete imasu, I have a feeling, so if I'm not mistaken, it's mitsukeru equals to find. So my theory is mitsuketeimasu means some conjugation of to find. That's what would be reasonable. And then I think we could say here in blue that, where was it? Toshokan. So toshokan means library, and I think I even know the kanji. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? And then the kanji with the reading of sho, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is crazy. And then here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, so just kind of wanted to write that. Toshokan means library, written, hand wrote the kanji for it above. Okay, so find and library. Jimoto, I think, means every. So can put that in like a dark green. Jimoto means every. Let's just check if that's correct. Does Jimoto mean every? Jimoto actually does not mean every. It means, oh, local area, hometown, or home region. Okay, so it means local. It's the teiru form, I'm pretty sure, so it's ongoing. They're looking for a library, ICE. Okay, so here's the thing as well. So this verb conjugation stuff I'm unfamiliar with. So I'm gonna come back to this and kind of investigate this teiru form. Thank you so much. But I think I need to decipher a few more words here just so that the sentence makes sense. Because, so we have local and then we have library. So this means local library, and then no. Wait. Could it be Because toshokan is a noun and local is an adjective. But I thought it would be like toshokan, marker, and then jimoto. This phrase is a bit weird, so let's check that out. So let's investigate this. So what is going on here? Jimoto means local. Toshokan means library. What is no doing here? So no turns the first noun into a descriptor for the second noun. Okay, so it's once again a marker. Would it be correct to say no turns jimoto from noun into adjective? No allows a noun to act like an adjective by describing another noun. The noun jimoto is still a noun grammatically, but now it's doing the verb, now it's doing the job of an adjective, telling you what kind of library. Okay. So we can take some notes here, because this is pretty cool. So yeah, what color do I want this to be? Let's go with purple. Maybe like blue. This kind of grayish blue. So let's put a circle around no, and we'll go here. And we'll say no is a marker turning the noun local area into an adjective local to describe the noun library, to describe the noun toshokan, which equals library. Also, this reads a little bit confusing, so I think when I'm writing romaji, I'm going to put it in quotes. So no is a marker turning the noun jimoto, which equals local area, into an adjective to describe the noun toshokan. What does it even mean? So does toshokan, no, does jimoto mean local area? Literally? Okay, so we've got two kanji, ground origin, and it means jimoto ni kairu, to return to hometown. I see. So no is a marker, right? What type? Okay. Yeah, I think. Hi, Ken-san. Sorry, I've been poor with reading the comments. Ohayo. Okay, so jimoto can also mean hometown. Yeah, because that's what it's kairu we know means to return. And so jimoto acts as the hometown, I guess. Whilst here it's like jimoto no super, supermarket, and then no is turning jimoto, which is like local area, into an adjective, which is like local supermarket. Great. So yes, no is a marker, a particle. Possessive particle. Genitive case marker. Okay, some type of marker, I guess, whatever. But it turns jimoto, which is local area, into an adjective so that it can describe library, which is toshokan. Cool. Now, what is yasuragi? I've learned that word before, I think. What is yasuragi? Okay, so it means like tranquility, I guess. So that's an adjective. And it ends in I, so it might be an I adjective, but there are exceptions. I guess we'll find out. So let's use like this brown. And then we'll say yasuragi. Put that in quotes because it's romaji. Yasuragi equals, let's call it tranquility. Is yasuragi a I adjective? Oh, it's a noun. Tranquility, of course, is a noun. Tranquil is an adjective. Okay. It's a noun. This is getting a little bit hard to read. Let me go like that. Cool. Tanoshisa, I think means, tanoshi means fun. I'm running out of colors here. Let's do like a pink, purple kind of color. Tanoshi means fun. Tanoshisa means. So that's my theory. I have no idea if it's correct. So I'll just put that text there. And then I need to draw another arrow. So, okay, tanoshisa. Cool. Let's ask, I suppose. So we'll say, does tanoshi mean fun? And if so, what does tanoshisa mean? Okay, so tanoshi is fun or enjoyable. It's the plain dictionary form of tanoshi. Oh, of course, there are two I's here. Okay. What on earth? So you conjugate adjectives? So you conjugate adjectives in Japanese? Oh my god. That's tricky. That's tricky. So okay, so not adjectives are kind of simpler because it's just the da or des stuff. Okay. Tanoshi means fun. That is the plain dictionary form of the adjective I adjective. Tanoshisa is a conjugation of the adjective, I suppose. Okay. Let's go back to the top where I asked the first query. So here I said, does tanoshi mean fun? And if so, what does tanoshisa mean? So it's giving me four different forms. So you've got the dictionary form, I guess the plain form, which is tanoshi, means fun or enjoyable. Then you've got past, so it's tanoshi katta. So sokon here is half size tsu. acting as a mora of silence, and he places extra emphasis on the T and ta. So this is tanoshikatta. Tanoshikatta. Negative. Okay, so if it was not fun, you would say tanoshikunai. Tanoshikunai. And then the te form is tanoshikute. Fun and. Okay. Because we saw earlier that it was just talking about kute is for I form. I see. This is starting to make a bit of sense. So tanoshisa means the degree or the amount of funness is the noun version. Okay, so you stick sa at the end, you remove the I, and the stem, I guess, is the dictionary form minus the I at the end. So it's tanoshisa. This is the degree or the amount of fun. I understood the fun of this game. Okay, so let's just ask to make sure that we understand. So tanoshi means fun as an adjective. By removing the I of the dictionary form, we get the stem of the I adjective. Then we stick sa at the end. Then we get, then that turns the adjective into a noun. So tanoshisa is a noun meaning the fun. Let's see. So we got some notes to take on this. Okay, so tanoshi means fun. That's the plain dictionary form of the I adjective. Tanoshisa. Okay, let's write it like this. Then we remove the I to get the stem of the I adjective. And and then that turns, and then we add sa at the end, turning the adjective into a noun, meaning into a noun. Okay, so we'll put tanoshisa, turning the adjective meaning, and then we'll just say tanoshisa equals the fun. So this is a whole long story. And then we can just extend this arrow here. So this story explains this word. So I'm just trying to learn this one line here. So it's Jimoto no toshokan, meaning local library. Something, 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 tranquil. Oh, to means and when you are connecting nouns. So this is tranquil, and tanoshisa is a noun as well. So these are two nouns. And so because they're two nouns, we use to as the and. Because tanoshi is a I adjective, and then when we remove the I, we get the stem. We stick sa at the end to get tanoshisa, which is the fun, or I guess yeah, fun. So this means tranquil and fun. O mitsuketeimasu. So we got to come back to this teiru form that Sukarus was talking about for, because Mitsukeru, I guess, is the dictionary form of the verb. But we're jumping ahead because I guess what I want to know is like, what is this kokoro no? So I think what we could do is we can just take this whole sentence. What does the kokoro no yasuragi, what does the kokoro no mean? Because my hope is by kind of breaking down these parts of the sentence, the whole thing will make some sense. Okay, so to be fair, we've had this no before, because I don't know if it's the same thing here, but here we have jumoto, which means local area. Here we have library, and then this no turns local area into locals and the adjective local so that it can describe this noun, which is library. And then here, kokoro no, so does this no, kokoro means heart, I think. So then perhaps it turns kokoro into an adjective. But then yasuragi is, oh yeah, tranquil and the fun. And so this is an adjective. This is a noun that's turned into an adjective using no. And it's describing the peace and enjoyment, I think. Inner peace. Okay. So do consider kokoro no yasuragi as one segment that makes sense on its own. Okay, so it acts as a single chunk of meaning. So, okay, so that's interesting. So this to is the, okay, local library is still a noun in a way as a phrase, because it's just local is describing the noun. And then here it's, I guess this means inner peace. And inner peace is a noun. Okay, so this is quite complicated. Yeah, exactly. So no connects the two nouns, and the first noun is describing the second. So kokoro is peace. Peace of the heart is the literal meaning, and its natural meaning is inner peace. Because yasuragi means tranquil, heart. So you just have to know that heart plus peace means inner peace. Is it just a phrase you need to know when learning Japanese? Some combinations are transparent, you can figure them out, but many are set phrases you just need to learn as a chunk. Kokoro no yasuragi falls somewhere in the middle. Okay, so it's just some type of, I guess, saying. So I suppose we can like pick a color. I don't know, do we go for like this? It's a bit of an ugly color, but it's different at least. So I think if I go like that, and then I draw an arrow, then we can write this whole story here. There are a bunch of these set phrases you'll encounter. Some can be tough and not very little to translate to English. I see. But just, I guess, to confirm, when you were asking about the reading, is this kind of what you had in mind? Because I'm finding this pretty useful so far. So thank you so much for, I guess, asking that question. So, kokoro. We had this thing where we're putting our romaji in like quote marks. So kokoro equals heart. Yasuragi equals tranquility. No is a marker turning kokoro into a adjective, so it can describe yasuragi. Yasuragi. And you just need to know that together this means inner peace. Think of it as an idiom or saying, I guess. I couldn't agree more with what you just wrote, Zukaris. Like, I'm finding this super useful. And I think as well, to be fair, reading this, I think, in hiragana and katakana with spacing makes this just a tad more doable for a complete beginner like me, because at least I can see what the individual words are, right? Because imagine if I just jump straight into reading and listening. Let's put it like this. Like, I don't even know here where like words begin and where they end. And of course, I think kanji makes it easier to see where one word ends or begins. But because I'm such a beginner, trying to decipher this is a good place to start. And then I might reread this in kanji. But I think examining this sentence in such detail makes it quite useful. So anyways, Jimoto no Toshokan is local library. And then de, what's that de doing? Guess we'll find out. And then this means inner peace, and tanoshisa means fun. O mitsukete imasu. So there are just two things left, which is, I guess, what's this de doing and what is the o? Let's put them in like orange. So I guess I wanna find out what's going on here. The question is what's a good place to put this arrow? So perhaps there, and then we'll explain both of them here. So we'll put a text box. And then we'll go for both. So we have de, and o. And what I want to know is like, what's the point of them in this sentence? So we'll go back here on our new tab, because the thing is, you can't really copy and paste the text beneath the overlay here. So you have to open a new tab, because obviously I'm taking all of these notes on top of the text. So yeah, I'm opening a new tab. I'm going to view that in hiragana and katakana with spacing. And then I'm just going to ask DeepSeek, what is the point of the de and the o in this sentence. Okay, so this is a location marker. So this is where something happens. Marks the place where an action happens. At. So it means at, I suppose. I'm finding the local library. Okay. Whilst here it's with that, it's at the local library. So jimoto no toshokan means local library. Got it. Now, I'm actually thinking that my approach here is slightly off. So, I want to change like the color of this radius, but okay, let's just go over it in a different color. So we'll put this, I don't know, odd shade of red, I suppose you could call it. So we'll come back to that later. And then this text needs to be in this color. Okay. So de is a location marker. Markers come after what they mark, of course, Japanese. Here it turns Jimoto no toshokan, which means local library, into Jimoto no toshokan de, which means at the local library. Now, of course, this text is going off into other boxes, so we can go like that to kind of change the, I suppose, aspect ratio or the formatting of that box. So, okay, Jimoto no toshokan means local library, and when you stick de at the end, it's a location marker, turning this into at the local library. Fantastic. Now, that just then leaves this o, because now we have at the local library, inner peace and tranquility. Oh, we still need to figure out mitsukete mas. Okay, let's talk about this O. So this is an object marker. Marks the direct object, the thing that receives the action. Okay, so mitsukete mas is like when you're finding something, I guess. Or it was found. And what are we finding? What we're finding is the object. So I guess objects are things upon which verbs are applied. Is an object a thing upon which the verb is applied? Explain object. Okay, so that's good. So, of course, this is inner peace and fun. So that's a noun plus a noun. So that's just one big noun. And the verb, some conjugation of to find, is being applied to this wait, what? This verb is being applied to this noun. So we can write that. That's perfect. So let's try and get back to this color. is round about there. And so then we can draw another box. But I suppose where? Because we're running out of space. Perhaps we'll go here. And then we'll say O is a object marker. It's noting that the verb mitsukeiteimasu is happening to the object, which is kokoro no yasuragi to tanoshisa, meaning inner peace and fun. So the finding is happening to the inner peace and fun. Let's just put this in DeepSeek and see if this makes any sense. So perfect breakdown. Okay, nice. So put that there. And that just then leaves us with this conjugation of mitsuketeimasu. Now explain, is this a conjugation of the dictionary form of the verb to find, which is mitsukeru? Okay, so verbs indeed have this thing called a dictionary form. Mitsuketeimasu. Mitsuketeimasu is so okay. Mitsukeru is the dictionary form of the verb. We're conjugating it, and then here's this explanation. So mitsukete iru. Iru is like to be, temporary. Is finding or has found, ongoing, resulting state. Oh, because it's temporary, so is finding, you would use iru. Interesting. This is mitsuketeimasu. Same meaning, but polite. So we start with the dictionary form. We change to that form. We add iru. And then we make it by polite with imasu. So let's just check that. So iru is rude. Imasu is polite. Okay, informal versus formal, I see. So mitsuketeiru is informal. So mitsuketeiru is informal, and mitsuketeimasu is formal. Okay, cool. Now, what is the te form? So this might be this teiru form that Sukaris was talking about. It's the connector form. It links verbs and adjectives to other grammar patterns. Say what? doesn't have one single English translation. Instead, it shows a sequence, do X, then do Y. Connecting actions, giving reasons, asking for permission, ongoing action. But here, the te form is for a verb, not an adjective. Right? Also, or is it turning the verb into an adjective? Surely not. Also, how many forms does this verb have? Okay, so the te form, it's still a verb form. However, when you add teiru to a verb, the combination describes an ongoing state or action. Okay, fine. And then how many forms does the verb have? Base form, te form, which is connecting, progressive, or requests, and then formal. Nitsuke mas. Okay, so there are about, don't memorize 50 forms separately, learn patterns. Is it still the te form when you use nitsuke teimasu, or is imasu a different form now? Okay, so the te form is still happening inside of mitsuke teimasu. So te form is for ongoing stuff in this case. Okay, so we just broke it down. So let's write this whole thing. So we just need to edit this theory here. So mitsukeru, to find in dictionary form. Mitsuke. So mitsukeru is dictionary form. Do we need to find the stem first? And is that just achieved by dropping the ru? Cool. So you have two so we drop the ru to get the, what do we call this? The stem of the verb. Then we add te to get the te form of the verb. This is done when the verb is still ongoing, for example. And then we need some more room here, so let's go like that. It's a long blah blah story. So okay, so mitsukeru is the dictionary form. We drop the ru to get the stem of the verb. Then we add te to get the te form of the verb. Then we can add iru or imasu. Iru is informal. Imasu is formal. formal is used here. So mitsuke is the root. We add te to get te form. What does the iru, imasu actually do? How can I think about this? Okay, so the iru or imasu as the meaning of ongoing or continuing. Ah, okay. So what does the te do? Does it just allow for the suffix iru or imasu to be applied? Okay, fine. So iru and imasu add the meaning of the ongoing part, and then te acts as the te allows the suffix iru or imasu to be applied. Think of it like a glue, like glue. And of course, our Japanese needs to be in quotes so that we know what's Romaji and what's English. Across the board. Let's just keep cleaning this up a little bit. Okay, so that's all of the Japanese is in quotes now. And then we just need to put this here. Te is merely a connector. I like that word. Think of it like a glue. It's a connector. Thank you, Sukaris. That's a beautiful word. I like that a lot. So with all of this here now, does that mean I'm going to take a screenshot of this because it's kind of cool. So maybe I can now understand this one sentence in Japanese, because Aiko-san wa hon o yomu koto ga daisuki de was, so Aiko-san is the person, wa is the particle, hon o yomu is reading books. This is the act of reading books. Ga was a marker for the adjective daisuki to describe the act of reading books. So Aiko-san really likes the act of reading books, and then we use de as the connector for the two clauses, and daisuki is an I adjective, so that's why this de is being used instead of kute, I think. And then jimoto is local area. Toshokan is library. No is turning local area into local as in the adjective local so that it can describe library. So this is local library. And then de is a location marker. So this is now not local library, it's at the local library. And then this is heart. This is tranquility. No is turning heart into an adjective so that it can describe tranquility. And then that together naturally means inner peace. And so then we have inner peace and, or not naturally, but I'm being a bit silly here. So when the heart is describing tranquility in Japanese, this means inner peace. And then this is, inner peace is a noun. And then let's talk about tanoshisa. So tanoshi is the dictionary form of the adjective fun. And so then it's an I adjective. So then when you remove the I, you get the stem, and then you stick sa at the end, which is what we're describing here. So I'm just summarizing this in my mind. So then tanoshisa, that turns it into the noun, which is the fun. So now we have the inner peace and the fun. And then o is a object marker, basically describing that this mitsuketeimasu is being applied to the inner peace and fun. And mitsukeru is to find. And so then mitsukete is the root. We then apply te as a connector, and then imasu makes it ongoing, but it's polite because it's not iru, it's imasu. So then finding. So we're finding inner peace and fun. So then as a sentence, that would be at the local library. There's a she in here somewhere, presumably. So at the local library, she finds inner peace and fun. So also the sentence structure like is completely different to English. Just kind of crazy. So Aiko-san loves reading books and finds comfort and excitement at her local library. Whilst my translation was Aiko really likes to read books, and at the local library, she finds comfort or inner peace and excitement, which is basically the same thing. So yeah, we successfully translated this, which is great. Now, one thing that's sad is at the moment, I haven't written any code to basically save stuff. So the moment that I press this X, this will be gone. So that is a bit of a bummer. So yeah, I think what I'll do is probably end the stream here. And I think in the future as well, I'll try and find a way that we can save this because that would be useful. So yeah, let me just close this. And yeah, this is probably a good place to end the stream for today. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If that would really help support the channel. And it would also support me in continuing to develop lingocommand.com. That's the website that we've been using. Note that recently I've been adding some more languages. So we've actually got some Spanish, French, German as well. And so feel free to explore that. But the other thing that I wanted to point out is that there's also a mobile app for iPhone or iPad. So that's basically the exact same functionality, but on iPad or iPhone. But yeah, in any case, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next live stream. Mata ne indeed, cigars. See y'all in the next live stream. Take care.